What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video. Today we're going to be going over this Underdog playoff tournament. Just a fun way to still play fantasy in the actual NFL playoffs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this sheet that I made. It is completely free. You guys can download it yourselves. I'll tell you how to do that. And then we'll do a draft. They are very quick. So I've only done one so far. It took like 10 minutes to do. So very, very fast drafts. So I'm not going to be able to do the same thing where in the mock draft Monday videos, I talk for like 3 minutes in between picks. We can't do that. So I'll talk before, a little bit during, and then we'll kind of go over the team afterwards and just my general thoughts on how you should approach even just tournaments like this, whether it's Underdog or whether it's, I believe NFL.com has one. It's structured a little bit differently. So we'll talk about the structure of this one and just how you kind of approach playoff performances or playoff contests like this. So I'm not going to click enter yet. It's going to take a few minutes probably to fill the draft, but I don't want to enter it yet. I want to talk about this first. So you can download this either if you are in the Discord. It's under announcements. Just click the link, or you can just go to my Twitter at NickSalicFFA. It's one of my latest tweets. Click that. It'll bring you to here. You won't be able to edit this page. You can only view it, but if you just go to File, Make a Copy, if you do that, it's going to bring up something like this. You can save it wherever you want. It's not shared with anyone, so you don't need to click this. But yeah, just name whatever you want, save it wherever you want, and then you'll be able to do whatever. So this is a system you could have during your actual draft, right? We're going to be doing this on the screen. As people get drafted, you just click these check boxes, and then as someone's on your team, click this one. You don't really need to click this one. It's kind of irrelevant. But when you draft them, they're going to turn up green. So you can kind of look back at who's on your team, who has been drafted. I want to implement this for the rankings next year. I don't think that'll be able to get on the actual site. But if I can build something out like this you guys can download, you could use that as well. So, general thoughts. I'm not going to read through exactly here. But on this page, there's just basically my 10 biggest tips after kind of looking through them. Guess tip number one is how to download, but the most important one is just the structure of this tournament. So if you're looking through, it's going to be there's 6 teams you're drafting against, right? And so in round 1, it's the first round of the playoffs. Round 2 is the second round. Round 3 is the third round, and then the fourth and final round is going to be obviously the Super Bowl, right? This is not cumulative. So this is not a best ball tournament during the actual season where you're going through weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're just adding up all of the points. You're effectively in a tournament every week. So in week 1, you have to win your 6-person tournament to advance to week 2. And the people who don't win their 6-person tournament do not advance to week 2. Very important when we consider buys. So if you end up stacking Rodgers and Adams, you can do that under the understanding or with the understanding that you don't get them in round 1. And so if you lose in round 1, you're like, oh no, but I have them for the rest. Well, you have to make it there. So that is one thing to keep in mind. It is a little bit risky, but it can definitely pay off, right? Because you know they are advancing. So if you can get past round 1, you know you have them in round 2, and they're the team that's most likely to win the Super Bowl, most likely to make it to the Super Bowl. Over here, I'll pull this up. This is just where I'm pulling it from. These are not my odds. I trust 538. Obviously, nothing's perfect. If you want to play around with how things change with different teams winning, you can do that yourself. But just 538 playoff odds. I just put that in here just to give you a kind of general sense, right? If you're drafting Jonathan Taylor, understand that there's a 3% chance that they are going to win the Super Bowl. So a little bit better chance that they make it there. But to win these tournaments, you need players on both sides, right? There's no way you win a playoff contest if you don't correctly draft players on both sides of the Super Bowl game, right? And so if you're stacking up a bunch of NFC teams, understand that, you're probably going to have some players there, but not as many as someone else, right? And I know, you don't necessarily think you're going to win first place, but, think about it. Most of the money goes to, the top 5, so you got to try and do that. Also, I kind of went over that one. Final roster. So that's one thing. These are short drafts. They are 10 rounds. You're going to have a starting lineup of one quarterback, one running back, two wide receiver slash tight ends. So that is one position. Note that. It means tight ends are less valuable. One flex, can be anything other than quarterbacks, not a super flex. And then 5 people remain on the bench. That means you can start 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. You could start 0 wide receivers. You could start 3 tight ends if you really wanted to with 1 running back. You could start 2 running backs, a wide receiver, tight end, however you want to do it, or however it ends up being, because obviously this is best ball. But the most likely outcome is that you can construct a team that has 1 running back and 3 wide receivers. It's just the most likely outcome with the amount of teams that you have, with the amount of high-end running backs, with the ease of stacking at wide receiver. It is most likely that if you're advancing in this, it's because you're hitting on stacks at wide receiver, and your wide receivers are the ones getting you there, especially with how many high-end tight ends there really are to take, right? There's not that many, especially because you could go after Kittle. But if we look at the 49ers, they only have a 62% chance of even making the playoffs right now. And then, they're not going to win the division. They don't have the bye, 1% chance of winning the Super Bowl. You could go there, right? But it'd probably be as part of a stack, assuming that they win it. So just understand that you might want to lean towards wide receivers a little bit. I'm thinking that in general, there's a viable build where you only take 1 running back. It's super risky. I think most people are going to take 3. I think that a risky build is trying to take 2 running backs, assuming that you hit on the AFC and NFC champions. They're playing the Super Bowl, and then you've got a bunch of wide receivers around that. But I think most people are going to end up taking 3 running backs. You just don't need to take more because you can start 1 running back. It's totally fine. I don't even know what this one is. Yeah, I don't know. These are do not draft players. Stack your quarterback. That was the note. You can absolutely stack a running back with the quarterback. So given that this is it's a setting where there's not that many teams available, right? There's not that many games each week. And so for you to be oh, maybe it's not the best correlation, you're just trying to get teams that are making it, right? And so if you think the Packers make it to the end, a viable stack, again, you don't get them for round 1, but a viable stack is Rodgers, Adams, and Jones, or Dillon, whichever one you want, because if they make it to the end, you're just hitting on a lot of different players that can get there. So I wouldn't shy away from not stacking those positions. But yeah, I would just read through the rest of these. Again, you're competing against 45,100 other people. You have to stack. I looked at some teams that I played against. They weren't stacking. They were taking all of one conference. There are people who are definitely going to be beatable. And this is right now, right? So I'm recording this on Tuesday. It'll go up on Tuesday. This tournament ends, I believe the first games are on Saturday. I think they're Saturday games for the playoffs. This tournament ends here. And other ones will pop up, I'm sure. Especially lower dollar ones. I bet you a $5 one pops up. And so I would say that right now, you're going to get more casual players, basically what I'm trying to say, in this range. People who are done in the playoffs, who see the NFL playoffs coming up, and they're ooh, I want to join something. That's less likely to happen right now. So you're going to have sharper competition right now, less sharp here. But those are all the tips. That's kind of how you would use this. I'm not actually going to use these columns. This is more for you guys just to look at, and I'll kind of update these as we go along. I will enter this and then we'll just see how long it takes to kind of join something. Yeah, so we still have to wait for all these. So it's possible I honestly cut the video and join back up when people actually join. We'll kind of go over here. So when I did the draft, I was doing fine, marking players off when people came up. But you don't have enough time. You only have 30 seconds to make your pick. So you don't have enough time to be looking through and be okay, well, here are the Super Bowl odds and okay, is this person's a target and all this stuff. You've got to be kind of ready to make your pick. And especially for me right now, I can't look at that column because I have to talk to you guys, right? Obviously it's going to be a little bit more distracting. What I want to do, if you look and you're oh, look, Nick's rankings, there's nothing there. There's gonna be, right? So I'm gonna I don't know when, maybe sometime this week, but definitely next week when we actually know all teams that are there. But I think I'm gonna go through, I'm going to do rankings. I'm going to put them there. And then this is kind of going to change. This will have it sorted. Like right now, this is just sorted by what their ADP is. It'll end up being sorted like by my ranking. And so if you want to do this, you'll be able to use my rankings in it, see what the ADP is, kind of see where values are, and then it would be really easy for you. Right now, I'm going to like skip around a little bit. Honestly, it was a pretty sharp draft. Like people kind of went where they should. But you'll be able to just straight up, oh, this person, this person, this person, I'm up next, I take Adams. Like it'll be that easy for you. I just haven't gone through and really done rankings yet. So we're going to kind of just do this off our heads. But again, general strategy, you have to stack, right? So if I end up taking, I don't know, what if I had the first pick and I took Cooper Kupp, right? Well, now I'm leaning heavily on Matthew Stafford, right, in my next round. So I really want to be in this range, even if like we're here when it gets up to me, I have to take Stafford, right? If I think Cooper Kupp is going to be on the winning team, well, so is Stafford, right? Because it probably means he made the Super Bowl. You want the quarterback in the Super Bowl, you basically have to take Stafford next. Like there'd be no reason for me to take Dak and Kupp. That doesn't correlate, right? If Dak is going to help me get there, I don't want Kupp. I want someone like CeeDee Lamb. And so you have to think about that. There's just no world in which this works out for you taking like Dak over Stafford. So those are my thoughts in general on this. One other thing was Chargers are easy to stack. So if you want to get a Charger stack in there, understand that, we'll pull this up in a second, make the playoffs. It's going to come down to the Chargers and Raiders game. So they play each other this week. I don't remember what time. I think they probably flexed it to like a night game because it's going to be a really good game to watch. Winner of that's going to make it. And so if you think the Chargers make it and you want to bank on that, you can get like look at this. Like Eckler's way down here. Keenan Allen's way down here. Justin Herbert is like free. It's a very, very viable build. You just have to have the understanding that if they don't make the playoffs, that lineup is basically toast. Obviously, you also need to draft another quarterback just in case. Maybe, it won't be toast. You can advance at least one round. I don't remember what the payout is for one round. It's probably like double. But yeah, it was one thing that stood out to me was people are fearful to not get things wrong. And in a 45,000 person tournament, you can't be afraid to get something wrong. Because like one, you're going to get something wrong. And two, if everyone's thinking that way, you're just getting insane value. What if the Chargers ended up making it to the Super Bowl? If they make the playoffs, they're a really, really good team. Right? They're a really good team, really good offense. If they make the playoffs and they can start advancing in the playoffs and you can have extremely cheap stacks of the team, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat people who have that. So if you're doing this tournament, you obviously want to like put multiple builds in there, kind of have a few different things going. I would say if you build more than one team, you probably want to lean towards a Chargers stack because I think that the upside for where they're being drafted right now, and I believe what I have on the screen here is the overall ADPs. I pulled it this morning, so unless they like didn't put their update through, it should be updated. But yeah, so we're gonna do the draft here. Starts in 3 seconds. The one I did before had a Packers stack, so I'd very much like to not do that because I honestly didn't even look at the settings. That's why I brought it up to start. I didn't look at the settings beforehand, and so I didn't understand that it wasn't like fully through the playoffs. I thought that it was like, oh, you just do every single week, and that's what it's going to be. No, so you have to win the first week. So since we need to do that, I will take Cooper Kupp. That is on my team. Again, I will be leaning towards Matthew Stafford. I'm not 100% sure I'll need him in the next round because I have like a mini break here. But if it's even close, I want to lock it up, right? I'm not pumped with Kelsey and Hill at times because you're not guaranteed to get this stack. Like this guy just took Mahomes and these people took Kelsey and Hill. Well, like none of them have the stack now, so that's not like fantastic, right? Like obviously, like if Hill's gonna explode and go to the Super Bowl, like you probably want Mahomes with them, and if you can't do that, then it's not great. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna take Stafford in like the 3rd round. I don't know that I'll be able to make it to the 4th, but we will see. Aaron Jones gets taken. Okay, Aaron Jones off the board. So we have one more before us. I'll be able to do a Brady stack. That's one thing. So, oh, but it's a different division. So I'd rather have a Josh Allen stack. But Diggs is already gone. So with Allen, you wouldn't really be able to do that. Okay, so we took Rodgers. So my option here is I just don't know who I would stack Josh Allen with, but I don't think they're going to get the bye, so that's actually a really nice start. I'm going to do that. It might come back to bite me, and we're going to go over this whole draft after and like see how we can improve on things. I kind of want to take Josh Allen, stack him with someone super late because I think his stacking partners will go late. Hope that the touchdown comes through someone like Gabriel Davis, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley, something like that. Because I think I'll be able to do that, still get this stack in here. Stafford still goes later. Like, can I wait one more round? I probably should have done a Mike Evans and Brady stack. How much is it? Okay, I'm going to wait one more. I'm going to risk it with Stafford. I'm going to take a pass catcher. I'm going to take Lamb. Okay. So again, we're very cognizant. We don't have the stack yet. But I think this is a good start. Having Lamb and Cup is like a really nice duo. Both NFC teams, but I have this basically banking on the Bills. I think the Bills are a good team to stack because if we're pretty confident, Zeke gets taken. We're pretty confident that the Titans are going to remain the number 1 seed. They should win this week. What were they giving him percentage-wise? 76% chance that they remain the number 1 seed. That means we're going to have potentially a bunch of games with Josh Allen. Definitely like that. Oh no, we took Stafford. Okay, so that means we pretty much have to take Dak at the next one, right? Fournette get taken. See, this is what happens when you change. Okay, Fournette got taken, Stafford got taken, and Odell got taken. This is what happens when we don't, when we switch tabs. Okay, so we only have to survive one more, and we'll be able to get Dak. Theoretically, we could take Amari Cooper, because remember also, Gallup tore his ACL, so he's done. We could take Amari Cooper, hope that no one else is going to take Dak because no one else has a stack with him, so they'd be taking a naked Dak. We'll get Jamar Chase here. Brady definitely got taken. We'll take him off. So if I take Amari Cooper, I could get the Amari Cooper and Dak stack. This person has one quarterback, so definitely could take him. Oh, what do I do? No. I hate that. I probably should have risked it. But I didn't want to miss out on both of my quarterback stacks. So we have a Dak and Lamb. We're going to get Josh Allen with someone late. That'll be fine. Also, he gets so much rushing that, like, you don't necessarily need it, but, like, I'll be able to get Singletary, Gabriel Davis, Emmanuel Sanders, Cole Beasley. I'll be able to get someone later, so I'm not super concerned with that. We didn't get Cup stacked, but if they still advance a little bit, that'll be fine. I would really like to get Amari Cooper with this pick. They're taking a bunch of running backs, which we don't have yet. We will need to take a running back. Oh my goodness. Okay. Nice. That's good. Okay. So we have the Dak, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb stack. We've got Cooper Kupp. We've got Josh Allen. We need to work. We're not going to take any more quarterbacks. We're looking really good at wide receiver. But we're going to need to take some wide receivers in the AFC. They will be Bills players. And then we'll need to take... All right. So Mixon, Singletary, Clyde. Let's try and find those guys. Singletary, Clyde. I think I already did Mixon. Eckler's still available. What is happening? Remind me tomorrow. Eckler's still available. So that's viable. Dylan. Yeah, I thought Dylan was... He's going too late in these drafts. I don't know that we're going to cross these out anymore. I think we're just going to draft off of here. So this is what happened to me in the last one too. We'll cross off here and then we'll like section off who we get with like the green. But my thought is we can go with, because I think the Chargers are going to win that game, we can go with Austin Eckler. And I mean, this team has to advance if we can grab. Oh, so there goes Eckler. Who are options at running back? Harris is not a bad pick because the Patriots aren't getting that first round bye. I don't know who they're going to end up playing. It could end up being Buffalo, which would not be good for picking Harris. But I feel like he's clearly the best one still on the board. Chase Edmonds, I think, is being undervalued in this right now. I think Harris is the best one. Who do we have? I hate how it gets slow when you grab all these people. Yeah, I think we should take Harris just because. Also, yeah, that hamstring thing. He wasn't pulled from the game because of the hamstring. He was pulled from the game because they were up by like 50 against a team they knew they were going to beat. And so why would they risk him aggravating the hamstring? He didn't like end up re-hurting it. He's going to be fine. If they end up, I don't know if they're locked into their spot right now, but if it kind of looks like they're going to be locked into their spot, I don't think they're going to use him a ton next week. I think he's going to be good to go for the playoffs. We're going to need one more. I'd prefer a running back that I think can like be in it. Ooh. Oh, we could just go all in on Dallas and take Tony Pollard and basically say Dallas makes the Super Bowl in this build. Dallas is playing Buffalo. Wow, they're all taking Buffalo players. And then I'll try and stack if anyone's remaining in Buffalo. I haven't really been watching. I figured some of them would be available later. I think that's the play because I'm already banking in this build on Dallas being there. Why not take Tony Pollard as well? Yeah, that just makes all the sense in the world to me. Okay. Grab Tony Pollard. We'll look at a running back later if we need to. I consider just doing Zach Moss there, but I really don't think they're going to use Zach Moss a ton in the playoffs. I believe we have 3 more picks. We have 3 more picks. Okay. We're looking good. Wow. Yeah. I mean, they're going so late. That's so wild to me. Christian Kirk is an option. Okay, so Cole Beasley. Is he the last Buffalo pass catcher? Ugh. Oh, okay, Emmanuel Sanders. Good. So we have 2 options still. That's fine, because Gabriel Davis was the one that I saw come off the board, right? Yeah. Okay, that's not the end of the world. This dude needs to make his pick. But yeah, see how late these Chargers stacks went? I want to do a build with the Chargers. I feel like I just need to like plan it out better. So I have banked on Cup, which means like is Van Jefferson available? Did he already get taken? It's unfortunate. Where did he go? Oh, he went in the 5th round? Jeez. All right. I don't think these guys are going to take Cole. But yeah. Let's just grab both. Let's grab both Cole and Emmanuel Sanders. I know like technically the play here should be to grab someone like Christian Kirk, grab someone like Mike Williams, but again, I'm banking on a Buffalo and Dallas Super Bowl, and so Christian Kirk won't be in the Super Bowl if I'm getting what hits on here. So I'd want to take Emmanuel over him. I really like the setup on Underdog. I think they can do a little bit better with people who are using split screens because you can't really see as much. But yeah, this is our team because I haven't been doing this like I said I would. I'm not up, right? Okay, good. So yeah, we've got Josh Allen and Dak at quarterback. Josh Allen stacked with Cole Beasley. Dak stacked with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. A one-off on Cooper Kupp. We've got Dallas running back there. Patriots running back. Maybe that wasn't the sharpest in the world, but I didn't see any other options. We're going to take Emmanuel Sanders here. And then we have one more pick, which should probably be running back. We've got a double stack with our quarterback. One off there. Yeah, it should probably be a running back. Maybe we do just take Zach Moss. The thing is, I just don't see, like, let's say it is this matchup we're thinking about. Is Zach Moss even, like, active in the Super Bowl? Like, they're going to throw it every play. They're going to use Singletary. Zach Moss isn't going to touch the ball. So it's like I kind of want to take him just because I get someone in the Super Bowl, and if he is active, he could score a touchdown, and that would help. But I don't know. I don't really know if I want him. Is there literally any? Okay, well, he got taken, so I guess it doesn't matter. Anyone else I'm banking? I'm banking on the Rams, but I can't take any of their running backs. I banked on the Patriots, but I already took one of the running backs. I could honestly just take Stevenson and Harris and basically be like, okay, in round one, if the Patriots score a touchdown on the ground, I have it, right? I have it. And in best ball, you can do that, right? You can kind of take two in a backfield and just be like, hey, if they score 3 rushing touchdowns, I've captured them. I don't have to like figure out who's starting because I don't want Ronald Jones. What are the odds that San Fran makes it 62%? And I don't think they're playing the Rams this week. They have to beat the Rams, don't they? I wish I knew that. I wish I knew. Oh, it's my turn. Okay, that's wonderful. Like I know Edmonds is playing. I don't think Stevenson's gonna get much run in the playoffs. If we're being honest, guys. Let's take Chase Edmonds. I don't know why. He could like catch some passes, a little bit of leverage off of some other players on that team. Okay. Well, which one? Hey, don't look at that team. It's ugly. All right. Let's pull up. Make sure we're good on that. Let's pull up the team. We'll pull up the full draft. We'll kind of see what we could have done differently. And we'll get out of here. Also, if you guys want to do these, you can use promo code FFA. I believe the promo going on right now is that they will match whatever your deposit is up to $100. So if you want to enter a few of these, you put in $50 or something like that, they'll match it. So now you have $100 to play around with. Pretty good deal that makes the EV positive if you can. Definitely the EV is positive if you can use these strategies, get the double your money on the deposit. So yeah, promo code FFA. Here's the team. And then again, like I said, we'll go over the draft. I want to do a little bit there. Okay. So Josh Allen, Beasley, and Emmanuel Sanders, Dak with CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper, one off Cooper Kupp. And then running backs don't make a whole lot of sense besides Tony Pollard. I do wish that I got like Singletary instead of like Harris. I don't think I could have at that point, but like Singletary instead of Harris would have been sharp. And then I guess it's a one-off on Edmonds. You'd like a little bit more correlation with those guys. But this is basically just being like, hey, I've got 3 guys that I believe will all be playing in round 1. I believe this team's going to advance in round 1. I think it's a really sharp build. But let's pull up the draft board. This was one thing. They need to make it like a little bit easier when we do these things. Like this is like the setup just to get to this like draft board page, which doesn't load sometimes. Is a little difficult. Okay, so here's me. Let's look at some other builds. So this team went with a Tannehill, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown stack, which again is fine, but they made the mistake that I made in that if I'm playing against this team in round 1, which I am, they're not going to have Adams. They're not going to have Derrick Henry. It's very likely not going to have Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, or Tannehill. So they have to beat my team with the best player, with the best stack being like a Mixon and T. Higgins stack, having Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. Like, do we really think they're going to put up enough points to take down the other teams? Probably not. So this is a great stack for rounds like 2, 3, 4. But you got to get there. And I don't know if this team's going to end up getting there. We have a 1 quarterback team. So it's Brady, Mike Evans, and then Grayson for the deep ball. Oh, and Perriman. Okay, I like that. Other pass catchers, Tyreek Hill, Dawson Knox, Gabriel Davis. Okay, so they went with Buffalo here. This isn't a bad build at all. Singletary. Yeah, that's a good team. This is a good team. Look at the 4th team. Goes with Rodgers to Alan Lazard. Okay. And then Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Nice. Zeke, Dylan, or Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase and Boyd. That's not a bad build. It is just tough having no Rodgers and Dylan. I'm honestly leaning towards just like not having these Packers builds. I like Dylan. I think you can get away with taking Dylan. But man, is it tough losing one of your quarterbacks. You need Joe Burrow to produce. But this didn't go all in. It's not as all in as team number 2 here. Team number 5, Mahomes to Byron Pringle and Mecole Hardman. So a unique Mahomes stack. That's nice. Only one quarterback. So definitely just banking on Kansas City making it to the Super Bowl. Leonard Fournette, Gronk. So they're betting on some Bucks players. Tyler Johnson. Nice. I think that's a solid build. And then the final one, another one quarterback build. Matthew Stafford to Odell and Tyler Higbee. Okay. And then Diggs, Keenan Allen, Pittman, and then running backs, Moss, Eckler. Okay. This is obviously a super risky build because like Jonathan Taylor and Pittman could be out pretty much right away. We don't know that Keenan Allen and Eckler are making it to the playoffs. So my team here is definitely hoping that the Raiders win this week because this team's out of it. This team, I think, is out of it. And now I'm only competing against 3 other teams, with one of them having a Packers stack who won't be there. So I'm rooting for the Raiders in this build. I think that's a relatively easy advancement if the Raiders end up winning. We don't have Chargers. But that being said, I think the Chargers win this week. So I'm going to do a draft definitely where I do what that team did and stack up Chargers players. But those are my general thoughts on this tournament. I think it's a really fun tournament. Again, it's a $25 buy, and I know a lot of people don't want to do that. But I think that this one's going to fill, honestly, this week. And since the tournament doesn't start off until like the 15th, again, I think we have Saturday games. It doesn't start off until like that first game. They're going to open up more. I believe the ones they open up are going to be $5. And so again, promo code FFA. If you want whatever your first deposit is, they will match that. That's a pretty darn good deal. So that'll do it for this one. Hope you all enjoy. If you did, how about hitting the like button and how about subscribing to the channel if you're new here? Thanks for watching.